Hi everybody, welcome to my page, and today, just like I said in my last video, I'll be reviewing this beautiful book. It's called My Secret Sister: Twins Separated at Birth, One Sister Abused, One Loved, a powerful true story. And this is written by Helen Edwards and Jenny Lee Smith. It's a true life story between these two sisters. When I first saw the book and read the front, I'm like, okay, the person that's like reading the book, I felt that the person that will be abused will be the one that was given away, and the one loved will be the one that the mother kept for herself. But the reverse was the case in this book. So this book is about Mercy. Yeah, it's about the twin sisters, but it started with Mercy, their mother, who this book, it happened in Newcastle, United Kingdom. So it started in the late 50s. I can imagine when a teenager gets pregnant in the late 50s. First of all, she had a first child who, well, according to the book, nobody knows who is the father of the child, and the mother secretly kept her for 9 months. I don't know how they did it, but for 9 months nobody knew she was pregnant, well, aside her family members. And they gave the child away to one of their relatives, and the child grew up as those relatives' daughter. Then again, she got pregnant again, and the funny thing about this story is that she didn't even tell the man or the boy as of the time that got her pregnant that she was pregnant, because during the course of this book, when the guy found out, he wished he was told, because he would have loved to be in the life of his children. Well, she had twin girls. She gave one away and kept one. The reason behind that, I still don't know. And because she has a child, she was practically forced into a marriage to a man, and she blamed her child to be like, it's because of you are a misfortune to my life. Nothing good ever happened, like has ever happened to me since I gave birth to you. And she abused this girl. She kept Helen Edwards for herself and gave Jenny Lee Smith away for adoption. She was adopted by a good family. These guys treated her well, even much, much better than her mother would have if she kept her with her. So she went to this family. She became successful. She was an athlete till she retired, and she went on to live a good life, even though her father, her adoptive father, died earlier while she was younger. But she still felt his love and could still talk about him as a father that loved her. But going to Helen Edwards, who Mercy kept for herself, she blamed Helen for everything bad that has happened in her life. In this day and age, Mercy would have been arrested for child abuse and Helen taken away from her, because they did everything bad to this girl. Like, from a child, she grew up in cold. Like, nobody bothered about her, whether she was going to school cold, whether she's sick or not, whether she's eating. She started cooking for Mercy, I think as young as 8, 9, 8, 10. Because this book, I read it last year, but I think she started cooking for her mother as early as 10 years. I think that is 9, 10 years. That's when she started cooking for her mother. She started being responsible for her parents. The father will come back, well, the stepfather will come back drunk, beating her for nothing sake. So she had everything wrong dealt to her. And even when she became an adult, she got married. This woman, Mercy, still put herself in this girl's life and made her life miserable. At the end of her first marriage, Mercy contributed tremendously to that marriage ending. You see, from when she was born, her mother was a problem to her life. Like, after reading this book, I felt so bad for this Helen. But at the end of the day, I am so glad that she didn't, live her life, bearing grudge against this woman. She tried as much as possible to not bear grudge. Well, that wouldn't be me, because I definitely would bear grudge against her. But she didn't bear grudges. I think she found that, like, bearing grudge against somebody that doesn't even know that what she did to you is wrong. It's like, suffering yourself for no cause. It's like when you're angry at somebody and the person doesn't even know you're angry at them. So, but at the end of the day, she was able to meet her sister, even though her sister, going to Jenny Lee Smith now, when she realized that she was adopted, she wanted to know who her real parents were. And even when she met Mercy, Mercy still gave her the cold shoulder. Like, after all these years, she never for once calmed down to, have a reflection. This life I have lived, is it good? Is the way I treated people, the way I treated my own daughter, is that a good way to do? I am just angry that that Mercy died with nobody actually telling her the truth. Even she died thinking that nobody knew that the other first daughter that she had was her. Like, she thought nobody knew, but everybody knew in the family except her and maybe the daughter and Helen, her daughter that she cared for herself. Like, this book was, I cried. Like, I cried for her as an adult. I even cried for her as even a mother, because when she became a mother, Mercy inserted herself again into her family, even making her own children, like now making Helen's children to kind of want to be around her. There is a grandmother more than Helen. I don't know whether that makes sense. Like, you have a child and your mother is always there. Every day she's in your house. The children will not start seeing her, oh, my grandmother is better than my mother. That is how she almost inserted herself in her grandchildren's life, to make them prefer her to her mother. Like, it's as though all her life she's been in competition with her own daughter. It doesn't make sense. You can find this, I'm very sure you can find this book on Amazon, and it is a book that after reading it, you know that it's not everybody that actually grew up in love, and when interacting with people, you should be mindful of that. Don't believe that because your parents loved you, that every other person's parents loved them, because Helen was not loved. She was never loved. I'm glad that she met her sister at the end of the day, and they were able to, talk about their life and live together. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that she didn't, bear grudge against her mother, because grudge can actually take you, down so many roads that you wouldn't want to stay on. So this is a good book, and I hope that when you read it, you will love it as much as I did.